Welcome everyone to another episode of Music in the Stars. In this video, I'm going to primarily talk about Jupiter, which has now gone retrograde, meaning all 5 of the outer planets are retrograde. Jupiter represents our capacity to expand ourselves, our capacity to push beyond the normal boundaries of the life experience into something new, into something more exciting per se. Jupiter rules spirituality. Jupiter rules education. Jupiter rules all things, any and all things that expand our consciousness, that move us into new realms of being and inspire us in those places. Okay, but now that expansion is moving inward, which is interesting, because when an archetype and a planet wants so much outward growth, it may seem like when it moves inward, it's a limitation, but I don't think it really is, because now it's exploring the inner territory. Where are the boundaries of the inner self? And how can you continue to open that and expand? Again, as above, so below. We can infinitely expand beyond, and the same thing is true for going within. We just have to learn how to walk those new pathways. So what does it mean to you when Jupiter moves inward, when Jupiter goes retrograde? I think Jupiter retrograde symbolizes a time of a more spiritual aspect of its archetype, a spiritual aspect of its meaning. Because we're talking about inner work now, not outer. We're talking about expanding our consciousness by doing inner work. Retrograde brings us inside. Direct puts us out into the world. So once Jupiter goes direct again, whatever it is that we learn now by doing the spiritual work, then we apply that in the outer world and keep the cycle going. So let's talk about spirituality. It's a trigger word for a lot of people, and I'm not necessarily talking about religion, even though if that is what speaks to you, if that is what inspires you, then 100% move forward with that. That's what this is all about. This is an opportunity to move into new territory. Jupiter needs expansion. So if Jupiter goes retrograde, it's not going to stop expanding. It's going to be, okay, let's investigate inside of you. Let's investigate inside your heart. Where can we expand? Let's investigate inside your soul. Where can we expand? This working with Pluto in retrograde, it's going to want to start digging things up. Anything that is limiting you, this is an opportunity to release that. Limitation. Saturn, retrograde right now. Saturn also going within. Where are the limitations inside? Jupiter can work with that and help expand those and move those. There's a lot of movement right now. A lot of internal movement. For some people, it'll bring up turmoil, but it doesn't have to, especially now that we have Jupiter on our side. Because to me, when things go internal, when things start to move and get disrupted inside, it's when we need to lean into our spirits. There are 4 bodies: the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. We can't forget the spiritual body. It's very important. And again, I'm not pushing any sort of dogmatic religion or anything that brings you out of your comfort zone. But expansion of consciousness is a real thing, and it's through spiritual work that we can do that. Things like, again, I've said it a lot, but meditation. Exercise can bring you there, and how does that work? Moving through the physical body, it's all connected. Prayer, intention, candle lighting, incense burning, anything that brings you out of your normal everyday experience and brings you to the sacred. Step into the sacred for a minute. A lot of people are afraid to go within because they're afraid of what they might find or whatever it is, whatever things that happen in life or traumas that we've endured. We bury them often. With all of this energy going inward, things are going to be rising to the surface. But it's beautiful because it's an opportunity for us to look at these and then heal them. And then we move forward into our higher self, into our higher truth, which is what Jupiter is all about. So I really feel like it's a beautiful thing that Jupiter has now joined the retrograde team. And he's going to help us expand within, dig out your truth, and share it with all of us.